This is the Olympus TG-Tracker. It's also called Stylus. I always see it listed as Olympus TG-Tracker though. Anyway, this is considered an action camera, and it's supposed to be waterproof up to 30 meters or 100 feet. Now, one thing, if you're going to be using this in a waterproof environment, you have to use a specific lens cover. And to remove this, you pull this back and turn it, I guess. But this should be the lens cover for the underwater use, and I just keep it on at all times. That way I can get it wet and not worry about it. Now, this camera does have a flip out screen. It does not rotate, it just flips out one direction and it just stays there. And to turn it on, you just flip this switch on here, and you can see the screen's very small. But to start recording, you click up here, and now it's recording. The menu is very simplistic. It's very kind of user-friendly in a way. These arrows guide you to different things. So it has these different field, like a different field of view. It has basically two. So it lets you change the white balance, the full HD, frames per second. I guess, let's see, it lets you go up to 60. Image stabilization. And then it has these other strange functions that relate to the GPS. And it has this weird thing that I don't really have in other cameras, where it has this log function. And you switch over to that, it like logs your location or something. This has a built-in GPS, and it has a built-in compass as well. Now, this handle came with it, and it's actually a very nice little handle. It has this shiny thing, which I guess is kind of their way of a way to see yourself. So if you're doing vlogging stuff, I guess that's the purpose of that. I don't know what else it would be for. Now, this is an interesting part of this camera. You flip this button here, this arrow button, and it has this compass built in. You press it again, it like shows your I guess elevation, yeah. And then it also shows, you know, the angle that you're at. I'm not sure why you would want that. This is like some kind of, this is vertical distance. This camera is almost made for expedition use or something. In fact, I bought it used, and that's actually what it was used for, apparently. Apparently it was from an expedition when I got this, and I got it very cheap because it had been used heavily, although it doesn't really show it. Now, it has another set of menus. If you press OK, you go here, obviously you can do the picture mode, time-lapse mode, but it has this weird, these settings here. Like log, it logs your information, like data, I guess, about your location, GPS. I'm not really interested in that aspect of it. It has these other strange functions which I haven't necessarily seen, but this is interesting. It has a built-in light. So you see right there, if I click OK, so start recording, lights on. Kind of a strange way to access it, going in the menu like that, but that's interesting that that's an option. Some of these menu options are just a little bit strange to me, but I guess compared to like a GoPro where you only have two buttons, it's actually pretty good. And I believe that's the intention of this camera, to be a competitor to GoPro, because I don't know why else you would want all this GPS stuff in it. It seems like something a person who is into action cameras would be very interested in. So to access the back, you push this down and push to the right. Pops open, you have the SD card, USB, HDMI, and of course the battery. Battery flips out right with this little latch here. And, you know, it's not a huge battery, but it seems sealed pretty good there. Audio testing, audio. There's a lawnmower over there and there's a lot of wind. Testing again, indoors, audio test. Testing 1 2 3, 1 2. I do like this camera, and the audio is really good for an action camera if you want to evaluate it like an action camera. However, I do find the box shape of most action cameras to be fairly convenient. This one does feel like a little camcorder almost, but my intentions for this are actually to use it as sort of a behind-the-scenes camera, or to have it parked for in the background and have it synced up with a bunch of other cameras for one of my interviews or shows or something. So it's kind of like this all-purpose camera to document